all-time classic arcade games of all time, Pac-Man. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man. So this game, pretty popular, pretty infamous. A lot of people shit on this game. A lot of people talk about how bad of a port it is. It also, was partially blamed for the video game crash in 1983, where everything failed, in the US with video games and all that stuff. I personally really like this game. I like the original Pac-Man, but I think the Atari port is not that bad. Dare I say it's a decent port, for the time. And obviously, they could have done better. Because you think about Miss Pac-Man for the Atari is pretty damn good. It's a lot closer to the arcade, but, Miss Pac-Man came out a little later. So I think for their first try, bringing Pac-Man to the Atari, it was a decent shot. So what do you do in this game? You eat dots, you get power-ups with the power pellets, and you eat the ghost. To be honest, I'm not really good at that. I'm not even good at Pac-Man, but I still really like it. I think it has a fun gameplay loop. I like the franticness of it. How you have, this group of enemies that you're constantly trying to stay on top of and dodge. It's a very desperate game, desperate struggles, and, just overcoming it is a lot of fun. I really love Pac-Man, and I feel like, Pac-Man on the Atari is not a bad game. It's really not. I like the ghost. I like Pac-Man himself, and the beat 'em and eat 'em noise that plays, and... It's a very fun score attack game. You ever just not want to exist? Maybe not even necessarily die, but just simply just not exist. And you feel that wherever your life is going right now, it's just not worth it, and if you just didn't exist anyway, then it wouldn't matter. And you really could get in depth with it. You can be like, oh, well, you think positively and shoot for the stars, it will work out all right in the end. But what if it doesn't? Because for some people, it just doesn't. For some people, things just never get better. In fact, all things only get worse. What's the point of that question in the first place, when if you didn't exist, if you didn't receive the life that you didn't ask for, then it wouldn't really matter. And do you all ever just think everyone else just seems like they got it figured out, and you always think to yourself, what the fuck am I doing wrong? What is wrong with me? And deep down what's wrong with you, exactly what's wrong with you. You're too fucking lazy to deal with it. You're too fucking lazy. And deep down, you could deal with it, you could fix it, but it ultimately doesn't matter. So you keep living how you're living, and you keep hating how you're living, but you accept it because it doesn't matter. I've just been staying up late, and I really feel like it's just one of those nights where, I don't know. Normally I'm not like this, but either I wish I could just completely change things, or I guess I can just exist in a void and not think or not feel anything. Kind of like Pac-Man, because, when you eat the ghosts, they disappear. But you have to think, okay, well, first of all, who are the ghosts? Who were they before they died? Why do they hate Pac-Man? And why is Pac-Man just in a cycle, why is it just, oh my god, it's never ending, it's just a fucking maze. It goes on and on and on and on forever, it just never stops. And you just keep going, you keep eating more and more dots, get more and more points, you even get a couple of power pellets, and you eat the ghost, and you succeed, you cry, you laugh, you struggle in Pac-Man, but Pac-Man doesn't stop. Pac-Man keeps going, and Pac-Man gets harder as it goes, just in a lot of other classic arcade games. It doesn't stop, you feel satisfaction, but inevitably you're gonna lose, because Pac-Man doesn't stop. Pac-Man keeps going, and there's no way to stop Pac-Man. Pac-Man will continue to get hard, no matter how high your high score gets. It just goes on and on and on. I guess Pac-Man does technically end, because there's a kill screen. But it's just a bunch of random shit. It's just random shit appears on the screen, what the fuck does this even mean? So yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's some good Jack Daniels. Alright. I'm gonna go listen to Jar Flies and try not to throw up.